Wow, there's a lot going on in the electric vehicle industry, especially with regard to used EVs. One of the things that determines whether there's a market in a vehicle is what happens with the used vehicles. Look, with a new vehicle, there's a lot of marketing and advertising and sales going into that vehicle. When you go into a dealership, they're trying to sell you a certain vehicle. New cars have the skewed effect of the salesmanship and marketing. Used vehicles are just by what the customer wants. They have a demand for it. Up until about a year ago, less than half of the people who wanted to buy an electric vehicle would consider a used vehicle. According to this article, Auto Remarketing, used EVs have a higher interest. It was less than 50%, but now nearly 80% are interested. Let's take a look at the numbers from Recurrent, which is a major source of research on electric vehicles. The rise of used EVs in quarter three of last year. First of all, new EVs is dominated by Tesla, right? Because they make most of the electric vehicles. New EV sales from other models are pretty small, but look at used electric vehicles. They're bigger than new EVs of other than Tesla, and it's gaining ground. According to Recurrent, car buyer interest in used EVs is relatively new. In the summer of 2021, the survey from Recurrent found that about half of EV shoppers would be interested in purchasing a used electric car. While a year later, in the summer of 22 this year, that number is 80%. So 80% of people who are looking for an electric vehicle now would consider a used vehicle. That's a huge deal. Well, why is that? Well, obviously because new electric vehicles are hard to find. Any type of new vehicle right now is difficult to come up with because of chips and supply chain, that kind of thing. But electric vehicles are harder. The prices that are happening for electric vehicles are going way up. Used EV prices continue to rise. Different models, they're all going up. The Mach-E is up to $70,000. Even the Chevrolet Bolt, over 6 months, has gone up, roughly 15-20%. So these are used cars going up in value, which used cars almost always go down in value. What we're going to find is as more electric vehicles come into the marketplace in the used car market, and you see them more on dealership lots, it'll become more normalized. Make sure you get your electric vehicle battery tested before you buy one. Make sure you know which model you're getting, that it matches your needs. But a used electric vehicle is now mainstream. 80% of EV buyers would now consider a used EV. A lot of times it has to do with not being able to buy a new one, but there's more acceptability in the market because they're more proven of an asset.